I'm Melinda, and welcome to A Web of Stories. Today is my weekly update on what I am currently reading. And I have some good books today. I finished a number of books in the past week, so a lot of these will be new if you saw my last video. But so far, it's been a pretty good week. The first book I'm reading is Take My Hand by Dolen Perkins-Valdez. This is for my book club, which is meeting next Sunday. This book is very popular on Goodreads. It's very highly rated. It is historical fiction about a young African-American nurse. It's her first job out of nursing school. And she gets a job in 1973 working for like a community health service. And part of her job is going and visiting a family who lives in severe poverty. And in this family, there are two young girls. They're like 11 and 13. And part of her job is going there, I don't know, every so often to give them Depo-Provera shots, which is a birth control shot. And she thinks this is very weird. And she thinks there's probably more to what's going on. So this is based, I don't know if I would say it's based on a true story, but it's based on a situation that did actually happen. As I said, it's for my book club, which is meeting next Sunday, which means it's sort of my priority read right now. I may be shuffling a few of my other things to the side until I finish this one, because I need to be sure that I'm ready to discuss it and have everything I need for book club. Also, it is Black History Month, and my goal this month is to have at least one of the books that I have going on at any one time, because if you follow this channel, you know I'm a book polygamist. I have several books going at once. My goal is to have at least one of my books during this month always be by an African-American author. I currently have two, and this is the first one. The next book I'm reading is Death Comes to Marlow by Robert Thorogood. I think I have more room on this side to talk about it. My original plan, I had planned to start the month off by reading Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. But I recently finished kind of an intense, emotionally intense book, Beautiful Country by Qian Wang. And I'm reading Take My Hand, and my brain can't handle Nickel Boys right now. So I decided to give it a little breather and read this because I knew this would be a fun book. So this is Death Comes to Marlow. It's the second book in the Marlow Murder Club series. And I actually ordered this from Blackwell's. It's not currently available in the United States. Now for my audiobook, and this is the second book that I have by an African-American author, or in this case, authors, and it is You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey, Crazy Stories About Racism from Amber Ruffin and Lacey Lamar. So Amber Ruffin, you might know her. She's one of the writers on Late Night with Seth. What's his name? The guy I always watch. I can't remember his name. I want to say Seth Green. That's not right. Anyway, she's one of the writers on that show, and then she has a show on Peacock. But she has appeared on his show, and I'll put down. This drives me crazy. Brain fart. I don't know what this guy's last name is, and I watch his monologues or his bits all the time on YouTube, and I can't remember his name. Anyway, she writes for that show, and then Lacey Lamar is her sister, who still lives in their hometown of Omaha. And Omaha is there aren't a lot of African Americans in Omaha, and sort of the unconscious racism is very present there. So this is recounting a lot of stories that Lacey has experienced and told to her sister. I'm only about an hour in. I just finished the JCPenney story, which is crazy, unbelievable. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. The one thing I'm not doing with this book that I wish I was I wish I also had a hard copy of it to kind of follow along as the book goes, because there's a lot of pictures and things that they refer to in the audiobook saying, because you're listening to this on audio, you can't see this. And I'd like to be able to see that. So I think I might check in my library and see if they have a hard copy of this book in, and then I can kind of like read it as, at least refer to it as I read. So the next book I have is normally my short story collection that I kind of always have going. My plan was to read A Deadly Affair, which is an Agatha Christie short story collection, and I even had that out and ready to go. But then yesterday, so Saturday, I had my library book club where I discussed for the third time in a book club, Two Old Women by Velma Wallis. I'm not complaining. It's a great book. Every discussion is completely different, and I learn new things. But it was the third time I discussed this book. And then I realized that I had not planned set aside time to read the next book club book for them, the March one. So I pulled that aside, and it is Mink River by Brian Doyle. So I'm going to be reading this in place of my short story collection. If you can see, I've kind of divvied it up. This is about 14 sections of about 20 pages, which is a good kind of daily amount. So I should have this done by the time that book club meets. Brian Doyle he has since passed, sadly, but he was a local to me author in Oregon, and this book is set in a fictional town on the Oregon coast. And the Oregon coast is one of my favorite places on earth, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I haven't had a chance to start it yet, but I will be starting this one tomorrow. And finally, I have the ever-present Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. As I said, my plan was to have this be a year-long read. It is not going to be year-long because I'm really enjoying it. Basically, I read a chapter at lunch every day, except for days when everybody's home because then it is too darn loud to read. We're in the middle of a 4-day weekend, so I haven't read it for a couple of days. But I will be done with this far before I had thought I would be done. But I am enjoying it. I am actually surprisingly enjoying it. I do know there's an adaptation of it. So I might, when I finish this, which I think I'll probably finish it by the summer or so, I'll probably finish it in about 3 months, I think, kind of going at the rate I go. At that point, I might hunt down the adaptation and see how it turns out, but I'm really enjoying it. And once I finish that, I actually have Piraneesi, got sort of randomly put on my Kobo shortlist for my TBR, and I don't want to read that while I'm reading this because they're by the same author. But I do think that I will probably read that as soon as I finish this. So it'll kind of be lingering there for a while. Anyway, that's what I have going on this week. It is a quick video because I wanted to get this edited so I can share it on my blog when I do my weekly update. My blog address you can find in my contact info below or at the end of the video. I do have another video, at least I'll have 2 more videos coming out this week, provided I can edit them in time. I've been trying all weekend to edit one of them, and our router keeps dying in the middle of it, which means it loses all my progress. So, yeah, knock on wood, I'll get that done in time to share. But it's another book tag, so that will be out on Tuesday. And then I have a lit chat that will be coming on Thursday, a lit chat with my son, Chris. So thank you so much for joining me for this quick little update on what I'm reading. If you'd enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you follow through to the end of the video or just look down in the comment box below, you will see all the places you can find me on social media. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.